Giving Back, sponsored by Patterson Legal Group.
We're excited to partner with Patterson Legal Group in our latest edition of Giving Back, where local nonprofits are recognized for the great work they're doing to make our communities better places to live. Patterson Legal Group recognizes a new nonprofit and presents them with a $500 check. This week, we're proud to spotlight Pony Express Barn and Museum. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Tyler from Patterson Legal Group. This week's Giving Back recipient is Pony Express Barn and Museum. We're here with Alex today. Alex, tell us a little bit about the group.
Pony Express Barn and Museum is a little museum in Marysville, Kansas that is the only remaining home station on the whole Pony Express route of 2,000 miles. So we try to talk that up with the kids, get them all involved, and give people a great time when they come visit.
We love that you guys are keeping history alive. So for all your great work, we're excited to give you a check today for $500.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
And joining us now is Alex Schultz with Pony Express Home Station Museum. Good morning.
Good morning.
Very excited to talk about the museum now. I was just doing a little bit of research, and it's very fascinating. There's so much Kansas history in the air that many of us don't know about. That's wonderful, these little highlights that we're given the chance to learn about. So to start out with everything, give us a little bit of the history of the Pony Express home station that's over in Marysville.
Well, sure. The Pony Express only ran for about a year and a half, clear back right before the Civil War. And what they would do is kind of a relay of mail to get it from Kansas to California. And at the time, it was the only way to get mail there reliably. So they managed to set up a system where they could start in St. Joseph, Missouri and go all the way to Sacramento, California. And about every 10 or 15 miles, these riders would ride their horse as fast as they could. Every 10 or 15 miles, they'd stop at a station to change horses. And then after about 100 miles, the rider's like, you know, I'm tired of sitting on this horse. And he'd been a day on the horse riding as fast as he could. And they would get to a home station. And we are the first home station on the route from St. Joseph.
Okay.
And so that's where they would get off the horse, switch to someone else, and that person would take the next big long leg, changing horses every 10 or 15 miles. So we are the only home station that's left that's never been torn down or moved or anything. We have the original building, and it's pretty cool that we have that there, and the whole town has grown up kind of around it.
That's really amazing. Yeah, I had no idea, and it's really cool that the Pony Express only existed for, you said, just a little over a year.
Year and a half, tops.
But it's such an iconic, concept. The Pony Express, everyone says it, everyone knows the words. So yeah, it's fantastic to go to this museum and kind of see a little bit of history, really. What's all there that people can see?
Well, of course we have the original barn. There are very few real artifacts left from the Pony Express. I mean, it's 170 years ago now. And so
who would have thought to keep anything? It's a mentality you don't really have.
That was a big part of it. Most of the paperwork, why are we going to keep this?
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
The mochilas, that's the thing that they carried the mail on. So what they did is they'd have the horse with the saddle on it, and they would use the lightest saddle they could because they wanted this horse to run fast, right? So it's kind of a military style saddle. And they would take this leather mochila, which had 4 mail pouches on it, and they'd lock the mail in those pouches. And they would throw that on the saddle. The rider would get on there and ride. And so he was holding the mochila down. Nobody could get to the mail without getting him off the horse. And so every time they changed horses, they would throw this on another one. So things like that, none of that survived. It was just leather. It's really hard to keep it around that long, especially if you don't think it's important. So we tried to find as many artifacts as we could that are related. We do have a gun that somebody found in the field that I guess one of the riders must have dropped. And after like 100 years, they find this pistol, and everything's rusted on and everything. But anyway, we have this in the box. So pair of mittens that the riders rode used, and they have the split rein. So it's like we have the thumb, the mitten, and then a place so they can wrap the rein and then hold it there. We have a couple of artifacts like that. We have a bunch of stories about the guys who were riders that stopped at that home station. It's kind of their home station. So we have a bunch of stories about them. We've tried to recreate as many things as we can about the Pony Express so you can see what it was like. We try to tell the whole story. And then we've got a bunch of other stuff. Okay, for a while we were kind of the attic of the county. So if you had something cool that should be in the museum, well, how about the Pony Express? Why not? They've got stuff. So we've got a lot of neat stuff there. And we've been trying to include more activities for youngsters because we noticed one of the things that kids, when they come through the museum nowadays, when I was a kid, I remembered that we went for ice cream after the museum, right? And I thought, we were like, we can't have that be the way people remember our museum. So we're coming up with a bunch of great stuff for youngsters to do.
That's wonderful.
And when you come in, you get to look at all the artifacts. We try to tell you a story. We have a nice little video to show. And then keep you busy. The kids, it's not just kids. So if you want to shell corn or pump water or hold the cow dung like they would have had to do to make fires back when the
It's very tenacious of you guys there.
We try to put everything there like you would have in something that would connect you to what people 170 years ago were living. And so that's kind of what we have in the museum.
That's wonderful. And so trying to, bring new artifacts, trying to bring activities for the kids, how is the donation from Patterson Legal Group able to help you guys out with that mission?
So up till now, the guy that's been working on the kid stuff, he's an amazing scrounger. He spent probably $14 total to get all these wonderful activities in there, right? And so he's hit the limit.
Of course, yes.
And this is what that's going to be used for. So we can get some more great things in there that are tactile and try to bring you back to that time so you can say, oh my gosh, I had no idea it took this much effort to get through the day. And I get to do some of it and go, I'm glad I don't have to do that now.
I'm glad the U.S. Postal Service is here now. I don't want to do this anymore.
You got it, yeah.
You might have to get an ice cream maker at one of these points.
Okay, I love ice cream. And I have a homemade ice cream with the old White Mountains. You can crank it. Oh my goodness, that's the best ice cream.
Exactly. And also, what's the best time for people to come enjoy the museum?
So we're open 7 days a week, and we just, over the last year or so, we decided to stay open year-round. So year-round, every day except for Sunday, you can come from 10 to 4. On Sunday, we're just open till noon to 3 on those times.
Easy.
So
Perfect.
It's
great
pretty
time.
easy.
Yeah, great time for the kids. Summer's going on. Enjoy the Pony Express Museum. That sounds fantastic. Sounds like a great time.
That's right.
And what's it mean for you to be a part of the museum?
Well, they asked me to be on the board of the museum because they wanted a young guy in the museum. Like, if I'm the youngest guy, we are in trouble. But I've had a blast. It's a great group of people that really love the Pony Express, and they want to make sure this story stays around. And we've got a couple more people that come in recently, and whatever we got, the magic just clicked all of a sudden. And it feels like it's a new museum is what it feels like. We've really been working hard to spritz the place up and get hands-on stuff and interactive stuff to really bring the Pony Express to life. Oh,
that's wonderful. And we've mentioned that you're working on new activities for the kids to enjoy. Again, all the experience that people can have firsthand. Have you heard from the guests what they've learned from the museum, what they've gotten out of their visits?
We have school groups come in every year. Around the end of the year, it's kind of the final thing they get to do. And one of the kids, the parent came back to me and they said, my daughter loved it. She said, Mom, can we go again? I want to go this summer again, which is awesome because we have the Sunflower Summer program. I
understand there's also a Pony Express re-ride every June from Sacramento to St. Joseph.
You got it.
Tell us about what this re-ride is and how can people be a part of this? What's all going on here?
Well, sure. Okay, so the Pony Express started in 1860. In 1960, they go, you know what? It's been 100 years. Why don't we do a rewrite? Let's try to recreate this thing. And so they did a rewrite, and then years later, they said, that was really fun. What if we just did it every year? So every even-numbered year, they start in St. Joseph, Missouri, and they ride as close as they can on the original route to Sacramento. Wow. And then on the odd number years, they reverse it.
Okay.
So they do the whole route in 10 days, just like they used to. But now, instead of maybe 15 riders going the route, it's more like we have 500 riders. So everybody gets a chance to ride. You have to join the Pony Express Association. Easy to do, and provide your own horse and apply to be a rider. Okay. You can do that. Now, if you don't want to be a rider, it's okay because they'll actually let you send mail on the Pony Express now. So it's $5, and they'll send a letter on the pony. It'll ride across the nation on this pony. When it gets to the end of the route, they stamp it with all the postmark stuff for Pony Express. They put it in the post office service, and they'll mail it to the address you put. So you rode across half the nation. Last year when I did this, it took them 10 days to ride across the nation. They got from Sacramento to St. Joseph. Then they put the letter in the mail. So 10 days, right? 7 days later, it made that 100-mile trip to my house. I love the post office, but I thought that was really funny that the Pony Express actually was almost as fast as that.
Yeah, I know. That's actually really impressive for the Pony Express.
Yeah.
Man, so like a 10-day horse ride across the country.
Right.
That is amazing.
Yes, if you go to the Pony Express Association website, you can actually track the pony as the mail goes, the mochila goes across the nation. They have a tracker in it. You can see how late or ahead of time they are. It's really neat, all the activity they've got with it.
Oh, that's so cool. So, okay, so this year they're going from Sacramento to St. Joseph, right?
Other way around.
The other way around.
It's an even year, so they started at St. Joseph. Yeah.
Okay, so, all right, good to know, good to know. So, yeah, coming up in a couple of years as well, you know, keep an eye out, everybody, if you want to join this little experience or at least send some mail through it. That sounds like so much fun. I want to get a mail to go through the Pony Express one of these days.
We get a great deal because $5 for us. Well, that's what it cost back in 1860. And you think about 1860, $5 is worth probably more like $140 today. So we're due for an actual $5. It's a great deal.
So cool what you guys are doing out there. I'm glad that Patterson Legal Group is able to help you guys out with your mission to bring activities to the kids and to help them connect more with history.
Yeah, we're so thankful for them.
Wonderful. Well, Alex, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's been a pleasure chatting with you. And everybody, please, if you want to learn more, head on over to ponyexpress.museum.
Giving Back, sponsored by Patterson Legal Group.